Hello, my friends. It's Stephanie. Happy Wednesday to you. I hope you and yours are well. I'm here out on my back porch at Casa del Rio, our house on the river outside of Nashville, Tennessee. Retreat center, home, Airbnb, all the above. And I'm so excited to share some news with y'all. This story goes way back, but literally 30 years ago, I was writing songs, but I didn't know that I had anything. I had grown up, the first festival I ever went to was the Kerrville Folk Festival. And so my Uncle Rudy, many of you knew him, believed in me, and he sent my little cassette of Mariachis Make Me Cry to the Kerrville Folk Festival. And would you believe it? I got the invitation and became a Kerrville New Folk finalist. It was such an honor. And Rod Kennedy, who was the founder, and the woman that was behind the scenes of everything, Dallas Allen, were the ones that, searched through those tapes, I believe, and listened and gave me a chance. And that chance became the yellow brick road that I followed to Nashville. And it wound up being mentored by Bobby Braddock, who wrote the greatest country song of all time, He Stopped Loving Her Today, and Jim McBride, legend, Chattahoochee, so many great country songs, especially those with Alan Jackson, was my publisher. I was so lucky to be mentored by these greats that loved me. And then, as you all know, when my abuelita passed, on her deathbed, she put a mission on my heart. She says, "Mija, you will be a mensajera, a messenger of our culture, and you will make country music with Chili Peppers." So, I resisted that because I liked being behind the scenes. I didn't feel confident, but I followed her mission, her calling, and pretty soon I was singing with Willie Nelson at his 4th of July picnic and traveling all over the world. Thank you, Judy Seal. And playing, the Country Gold in Japan, and the Montreux Jazz Festival in Switzerland, Gstaad in Switzerland, Crapon in France, on and on. Amazing. Magic Town in Mexico. It was an amazing ride. And then, as you all know, right when I thought it was all over, I was given the opportunity through Vince Gill to make history as the first artist to ever bring mariachi to the Grand Ole Opry stage. Just amazing. And knock on wood, they've invited me back again and again. I think 12 times. Amazing. So the dream could have been over, but I got a call a year and a half ago from Gabriela Fuentes Sandoval, who had moved to France. She's a mariachi historian and teacher, and she too believed in me. We'd played together, and she had met up with Mariachi Mexico de Pepe Villa, like the seed of mariachi in Mexico City, and asked me if I wanted to record with them. Now, y'all, this is the mariachi that my abuelitos, my grandparents, would have been listening to. They have recorded with the greats, Pedro Infante, Lola Beltran, and on and on and on. And yes, they said yes, and we began recording and making records of Honky Tonk Mariachi, the heart of country American folk music mixed with the heart of Mexico mariachi. And would you believe it, we also made a documentary. You never know how that's going to go, but it's really magic. So after that, the dream kept dreaming us. Let's keep going. I realized that the record started back in San Antonio right after my abuelita died, and I had a song that I recorded called The River of Love. I wrote it with John Arthur Martinez, and I recorded it with these amazing mariachis with Miguel Guzman in San Antonio, but I never did anything with that record. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the beginning of the record. There's a record that's happening here. And the story began to unfold. And so the next dream that popped up a few years later is I always wanted to record with my dream producer, Paul Worley. And so we went in the studio and recorded a song called The Road of My Life. which I never did anything with either. And then all these songs in Mexico City. And then we recorded 5 more with the musicians that had recorded on the movie soundtrack of Coco, which is about the ancestors and the tradition of Dia de Muertos. So if you know me, all of these things are meant to be, you know, my first manager said, look where God is working and go there. And I can always see that God is working, and I continue to gratefully, humbly, joyfully go there. And so we've spent the last year and a half making this record. It is the dream that I couldn't even have imagined. All the sounds that I was hearing in my head, but I couldn't quite get to, because I had to get to Mexico City. I had to get back to the root of where it all came from, to bring the root of country American folk music and marry it to truly make Honky Tonk Mariachi. So we're in the final stages. The documentary is ready. It's being presented to film festivals. The record that is 12 songs now, that is a record of this 25-year journey of making Honky Tonk Mariachi, is incredible. It is an absolute dream come true. I have this dream in my heart that all of it gets released like the Buena Vista Social Club did, where it was all a part of the magic, the story behind all of it, that inspires people, I hope, to love, to dream, to be grateful for their life. And I certainly am. So here we are. Long story short, I get a call from Dallas Allen, that same woman who gave me a shot all those years ago, and they've invited me to come to Mexico City this Friday to showcase Honky Tonk Mariachi in Mexico City for the very first folk festival, SWRFA, which is the Southwest Folk Alliance festival, called Hola, in partnership with a film festival, an international film festival. So like, okay, I see God working there. Let's go. So I'm getting on a plane tomorrow morning at 6:30 and heading back to Mexico to showcase with these beautiful musicians. I mean, how did that happen? How'd that happen? And then later this week, we'll be mixing the last song for the record, y'all. It's done a year and a half later, and it's beyond anything I could have ever dreamed of. There are songs that I wrote 20 years ago, and then there's a song that I wrote the day that we were recording, and they created arrangement. The song is called Viva la Vida, Viva el Amor, and it's a song about Frida Kahlo and how she turned her pain into passion and purpose and inspired us all. There's a song called Cántame, which is a song that means sing me a song, and it's a song that I wrote for myself, because for all of us when we were little kids and we found music and songs to keep us company and be rocked in the arms of a song, that's what this song is about. And then there's the jubilation of Mexico and me, and oh, I mean, I just love it, and I hope that you do too. So over the last year and a half, I've had 5 friends, investors, believers come on board at various points, and we're at the very final stage of turning the corner on this record, turning it in and paying for the musicians for all of the showcasing on Friday. And so we need 1 more or 2 more partners, investors in this dream. Now, I know you all know that the music industry is traditionally not making a lot of money, but, you know, we've been making magic. And what we're making is so precious and important, because it's going to inspire people to feel their joy, to feel their feelings, and to celebrate life. And who knows what the music, what the movie is going to do. Unbelievable. So anyway, you guys, I am sharing humbly, gratefully, joyfully that if any of you feel called and you want to be a part, you want to use your resources to bless this final turn of this album and movie and showcasing, to bring it out before we finish it, reach out to me. For some people, it might be a lot of resources. For others, it's like not that much. And what matters is if you're called and you want to be a part of it. What I can tell you is that when you participate in a musician's life or artist's life and their record, just imagine this. When you use your love, your resources to bless and bring something to life, that music reaches people every time it's played on the radio, every time it's played in a car. You're a part of that. You're a part of blessing someone's life. So if you're called, reach out to me. And no matter what, thank you all so much for riding this crazy dream with me. You know, I mean, for sure, there are times that I'm like, are you kidding me, Stephanie, at this age, at this time? But I think that's the story. It's part of the story that dreams are ageless, and our hearts are ageless. And when God puts something in our heart, like I tell my daughter, you gotta follow it. You gotta listen, because you know then it's going to be blessed. And so if you have a dream, that's the last thing I want to say to you. Believe in it. It comes from God. It comes from the angels. And if it came from God, they will help you in every way create these miracles on the road that will open up to wherever you're called to go. So keep dreaming, keep believing, and thank you all so much. All of you who are on here, you're my friends from junior high, high school, college, healing, all over the world. Thank you for your friendship, for your love, for your couch, for buying a CD, for supporting this dreamer and this dream. And that goes for the rest of you. Anytime you support us, even with a smile and a hey, I believe in you, that love comes through us and touches the world in all kinds of magical ways. So thank you. All right, y'all, have a beautiful day. I will see you in Ciudad de Mexico mañana.